What? Hello?
Hello.
I went to have ice cream because I wanted the Foster sauce on it. And I just remembered now. I ate the ice cream, but not the sauce.
You're all about the Foster's banana now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't 3 days ago.
Why?
Angry banana cream pie incident.
A little bit angry.
Oh, you were annoyed.
Just because she's taken forever.
To make your GD banana cream pie. How hard is it to get a banana cream pie piece out of the fridge?
Exactly.
Put some whipped cream on it, slap it on the table.
Exactly. It takes 5 minutes.
Maybe.
It doesn't take the length of cooking other people's meals and bringing out whole meals.
True fact.
After they ordered after our banana cream pie.
Oh my God. I don't know if I'll ever, I hope when I'm old and I'm losing it, that is one of the stories that remains fixed in my memory.
Why?
You sitting there with your toque on, your jacket on, sending a message that it took too long and we're ready to leave. And she wheeled up a portable stove to bake bananas Foster. And you had no idea what was going on. Like, why is there a stove next to me all of a sudden? I just want my banana cream pie.
Yeah. I actually used that as an example today. I was doing just a workshop on and part of it was ADHD, how ADHD is like, yeah, let's go. Jump right into it. Even if I have a manual, have a plan, don't read through the instructions, just jump in. And that's what happened with the dessert. I saw a banana. I saw a picture of a pie somewhere else on the screen. And so we did go to a restaurant, but when I looked at the menu previously, on the screen was a picture of a pie. I read the word banana. I put 2 and 2 together, assumed it was a banana cream pie. At first, I thought maybe it was coconut cream pie, but I looked, nowhere did I see any word coconut. So then we got to the restaurant. I'm like, yes, banana cream pie. But I remember it's called Foster's. And it was not a banana cream pie. It was a whole banana flambe.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Banana Foster's is a prepared at your table flambe dessert. And boy, oh boy, was it awkward watching her as the irritation seeped out of you going back to calm. And poor girl's trying to make idle chit chat while she makes this extravagant dessert. And you've got your wool cap on, your arms crossed, and you're trying to get back into the mood to chat with her. Awesome.
This is why I don't read. Like even just a simple 1-sentence description, maybe 2-sentence description of what the dessert was. And I did not take the time.
So amazing. So great.
But it did take a long time. And how long does it? It's not like she cooked it in the back and brought it out.
No, it did. I mean, all told, it took a long time for her to get to that point. But
well, the worst part was she's like, we like to chat while we do this.
Talk while we do this. Like, you guys are squares and we hate this. This is awkward. Please talk to me.
Yeah, anyway. But yes, I just now, the whole reason I came up for ice cream was to have that. And I forgot in that 2 seconds to climb the stairs.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Anyway, what's your question today, sir?
I don't know that I really have one. I'm not going to lie. I'm struggling.
And it's interesting because I read journals, academic journals daily and research daily. And I couldn't read a 2-sentence description of a dessert.
Yeah, you looked for the pictures.
Yeah.
You looked for the pictures.
And what was it? A key lime pie?
Key lime pie was all they served. That or a pecan pie.
I like banana. Anyway.
Everything else was really good though. You did have the best dinner.
Yeah, it was good.
My dinner wasn't that good. This is kind of a softball because I don't really have anything pressing that I think we need to worry about. But I would like to go way back to when we had less gray hairs. We're so excited about the prospect of being new parents.
You had less gray hairs.
Come on now.
I don't have any gray hairs.
I got a couple white ones.
Maybe a couple. Nobody can see them though, unless you.
I wear them proudly.
I think I've aged 10 years in the past month, though.
Totally. So let's take it like
what? Do I look like I've aged 10 years?
No, we were just talking about it downstairs.
I
don't
know
what you're
we're
saying.
agreeing.
No, you're not. You're 29 eternally.
28.
Oh, Jesus, 28.
Well, if it's a turtle, not 29, it's 28.
What's wrong with 29 though? What's your favorite age?
28.
That's your favorite age.
Well, I don't know if it was chronologically in my timeline, but in my
you figured 28
in my head, because I look too old to be any younger.
Too young to be equated to something in their 30s. Get it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I chose 28. Is Black Panther eternal?
Well, yeah, because.
So I thought. Okay.
Spoiler alert. I don't know what she's going to say here, so I'll just give a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Wakanda Forever, it's coming. She's going to say something that's going to ruin the movie.
Because you can and I understand the actor is dead. So they had to tie that in. That should be well known. Hopefully people know that.
Yeah.
Good thing you throw the spoiler alert.
Dead celebrity alert. Chadwick Boseman died 3 years ago. Ish.
So, but he can self-heal. They can self-heal. So how would he die?
He can't self-heal.
Well, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did when she came off the end of the spear.
No, the suit closed over her and they just cut out the part where she had to go to recovery.
Oh.
She wasn't healed. The suit just closed over her.
Oh, I thought they were like immortal
Super
then.
speed, super reflex. No.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that little conundrum up for me. Okay, so before we had kids, when life was better, yes, go.
Wasn't go that far back, but good point. No, so if you were to look at, say, the first 5 years that we were parents, okay, what are 3 things you either wish you had known or done differently? And I don't mean like regrets. I don't mean like, oh my God, I wish I'd whatever. Just knowing now what we know. What do you wish you had taken a different approach on or done differently?
That's tricky. Actually, just last week, there was some new moms asking me when my favorite time, like how old.
Bedtime.
No, not that kind of favorite, but like favorite age of our kids. Yeah. So in the first 5 years, I was finishing my master's the first year when Maya was born. And then the 4th year, I was finishing my PhD when Willow was born. Mm-hmm. So I was busy. I didn't take any time off for either of them.
Yeah.
I can't even remember taking any time off. Willow, I think I took 3 weeks, but not even from school. That was just from kind of working or whatever. So for me, right away, I would have cherished those moments of watching them play, explore the first time. Like I remember the first time, when you put the babies down and they've got one of those like activity things mobiles hanging above them. I remember I was writing my thesis and Maya had hit one because it starts jiggling and I look, oh my gosh, gets excited. And then she's looking at me smiling and laughing, but having no idea of what I'm saying when I'm like, do it again. Yeah. And I missed it. Right. I wish that I slowed down, and it's not a regret. You're right. But I do, maybe maximizing that time off. I could have taken time off school. I could have taken time off everything. But even in the moments that I was with them, I wish if I were to go back now and knowing what I know now, I really would have cherished those moments a little bit more, and documented. I would have taken more photos, taken more videos. We aren't that family, so maybe that's not a problem for a lot of people. But even just documenting, I don't know what their first word is. I remember my spelling apple and pizza. Like by the time she was, I don't even think 18 months, because we would always spell stuff like ice cream. She couldn't verbally. So receptively, if we said ICECR, she knew right away ice cream, because we spelled it so much. But she herself could expressively say P-I-Z-Z-E, right?
Yeah.
And J-Z-D-B-D. So I wish that kind of, like, I don't know what her first word was. I don't remember those things. And so cherishing. And so going now, I mean, we can't go back, still cherishing the moments we do have with our girls. I'm always thinking slowing down. So that's one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say for me, I got so focused on the tasks of being a dad. Like I got it into my head that I had to be, I had to go run this errand, take the stuff, or load the car, or do this, or try. And there were moments that I wish I just didn't, because I find I still do that to this day, where I'm always trying to figure out, well, what do we need to do? Who needs to go where? Whatever. So I miss the little opportunities to just chill a little bit, not slow down so much, but maybe slow down a little bit. Like I would have wanted to have spent more time doing nothing with them, right? Like just hanging out. And I think I got a fair amount of, like, I gotta be careful, because I don't think I didn't spend time with them, but I think there were times where I could have maximized it more. I could have really, really just kind of been more present. Maybe that's the way to say it, more present.
Your dad was really good, because he would lay on the floor for hours, just watching them, letting them crawl over him. And
part of it, though, let's not kid ourselves. Man can sleep anywhere, and it was a break from mom. So I'm sure he enjoyed the peace. Yeah, dad was good, but that's funny, because dad, I wouldn't have been dad at my age. Dad would have been the same as me, right? Yeah. Same as your parents. They were busy all the time. I guess maybe that's the joy of grandparenthood, right? You don't have that obligation to leave. You can hang out. Like, that is still one of my favorite pictures of him of all time. And it was near the end, unfortunately, but he was so tired. But Willow had her Strider bike, and Grandpa hasn't seen me on the bike yet, and so we're going, Grandpa, and Dad walked with her. It's been like an hour and a half. He walked up and down that cul-de-sac with her, and I know how tired he was. Like, I know how hard it was for him to get through some of those days,
because he was already sick.
He was really sick. Yeah, but I mean, just doing the drive to us tired him, right? Yeah. So we used to live. My parents lived in a satellite town outside of Calgary, and we lived on one on the far side, east side. So it was an hour and a half drive, highway drive, one way, in good weather. And Mom and Dad would make that trip almost daily.
Yeah.
Almost daily there for a long time. And it was great, because it would help us. We could be later from work for a week, whatever. And we never felt the kids were not okay, right? Like that's one thing I'm very grateful for is we've been very lucky with my parents, and when your parents were in town for the first couple of years, we never really stressed, right? The kids always had a place to hang out and be with people that we never felt, we never had to really worry about daycares too much, a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, that was one of the things. Total tangent, but I think that was a perfect personification of what I mean, is that, Dad was very good at that at the end, right? Never really let the rest of it get in there. So I think that would be something I would have liked to approach different. And I'm trying to do that now. It's really funny that you made a comment you did. I'm trying to do the same thing now, because we don't have an infinite amount of time with them. I want to think that we'll still be a part of their lives. Like, I don't think we're the right parents, right?
Yeah. And it's funny, because we look back and there's those moments, but we still have these moments, like at every age and stage, there's different things as they get older. Like, we're always teaching them, right? And so maybe early on, we're teaching them to share and to use their words and to walk and to ride their bike and to, negotiate with the sibling. Like, we're always teaching them. But today I was just on the floor with Maya working through quadratic equations for math.
Yeah.
But I'm still teaching. But we're doing it together. It's not me telling her it's okay, this step and then this step. And I was even like, okay, wait a second, I missed a step here. And so she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it now. It's because we've got two numbers that we're comparing. So that's why, we're looking at the prime, whatever it is. Right. So anyway, so, we're still teaching. And so but I loved just being on the floor with her, just chatting. And she did too. And actually, I'm kind of disappointed that we came up to do this podcast. I know we needed to, but she was letting me.
Yeah, she actually let you hang over.
I was on her bed and we were talking Arctic monkeys and we were shooting her little basketball in the hoop.
Perfect. Yeah.
And we're just kind of, just chatting. And I said, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And she was like, yeah, I am too. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to get some ice cream. And she's like, not my bad, you're not. And then
that was the end of it.
That was in. And then we came up here to do this. So I want to go back down, but we can still, I think it's carrying forward that lesson that we can still, it's not too late.
Well, because I think it was funny because when you guys were doing that, Willow and I ended up in the kitchen together and I was making dinner and she was making cookies. And she made a comment of, this is kind of nice. She's like, but Dad, who are the bigger? It's funny. She thought, who do you think are the bigger nerds? Is it me and you because we like cooking, or is it because of them because they like doing math? And I'm like, oh, it's the math nerds. She's like, yeah, just the cooking's like, yeah, totally. But it turned into one of those impromptu moments, right? Like I didn't intend for her and I to be doing that together. I didn't ask her to be in the kitchen. She was already there. But it was an hour where we got to hang out and chill, and she, rattled off things about her day and what was going on. And it's not forced then, right? Mm-hmm. Like that to me is probably one of the things I'm very grateful for is however we've gotten here, we don't really have to force our kids to talk to us about stuff. They get to it in their own way. Willow obviously is much more forthcoming, but even Maya will, cruise into, you can get pretty good sense of what's going on in her life, right? Just from hanging out. So I think that's, you're right. I think that's an important distinction is maximize the opportunity now that we have presented to us. Because to me, it's almost more important because as they go out into the world, we've talked about this before, I want wherever you and I are to always feel like a safe place for them, right?
Always, yeah.
Always. So to me, it's about, I always think of, like we tease Maya about not being the troll under the stairs now that she's moved into the basement. But
isn't Goblin under the stairs?
I call her all sorts of horrible names. Yeah,
okay.
I'm an awful parent. But I remember reading a story once about, and it was just a comment, like I think it was like a Twitter post or something where this kid, basically, she's a teenager, young adult. And she's like, I don't understand why my parents don't get it. That I'm an introvert, so I'm private. But when I do make the effort to come upstairs or come downstairs to be with you and whoever's there visiting, don't make a spectacle of it and make me feel bad, right?
Exactly.
And I never thought of that before. And I mean, we'll tease her, right? But I always want to be aware that I don't cross that line, that she's not welcome, right? And that I kind of try and do that with both of them and whatever. Like I don't care what I'm doing. You're welcome to join me if it's not something that, is super private. Because I always want them to know they can just do that. So out of this, like Willow, anytime I'm going anywhere, Willow 9 times out of 10 wants to jump in the truck with me. And it's not because she doesn't say anything to me half the time. She reads her books, but she loves the idea of her and I being road buddies, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever I have to go run here, she'll just ride with me. That's her deal. And it's one of those things that I kind of look at from before. I would have been so focused on, I got to just go get this errand done, or I got to get this. It's just easier with that. I'm just going to go. That now I try and make an effort to not do that because, right, it's one of those simpler moments.
We don't have many more years with them. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, so another thing I was just thinking of, looking back to do differently. I always knew, don't get caught up in all the baby classes and all like the baby Einsteins. And I think we've talked about this before on the episodes, right? And not overschedule. They're just babies. But then in reality, when everybody's like, oh, I'm signed up for this Gymboree class and this, like Henny remembers, Suzuki music class and this and that and the other. And we got caught up for a little while in all of that. And we were doing Suzuki music with our 6-month-old baby, like pre-violin.
2 blocks from where we now live, which was like an hour and 45 minutes from where we lived at the time.
Yeah, we would drive for hours to do that and all these classes. And I never did buy into like the Baby Einstein videos because I was always against TV stuff, but certainly the music and the classical music and stuff. And for a little bit, we got caught up in that. But then I'm like, what? This is just crazy making. Like, it's just not.
It was Gymboree that broke you.
Was it Gymboree?
Yeah. I remember you coming home one day and you were just beside yourself. And you're just like, I think I'm done. She hates it. She hates going.
Yeah.
And she did. She like, I think it was Willow. I think you were trying to get
Actually, it was Willow because Maya loved it.
Maya loved it, but I think it was Willow. And Willow was like, I think this is not my deal. Like, I don't need.
Yeah.
She was done.
But even, with Maya, I stopped doing all of those things. And it's like, we just got to be. And so that would be one thing. Again, so slowing down in the moment with them, but also slowing down the pace of, you don't need to register for everything. And I had passes, like I had zoo passes and spark passes. And we had the passes for everything. So every day we could be out. I mean, part of it was my own sanity. It was horrible to think to stay home all day without, but what about just going for a walk to the park or, so all of that stuff. And I think that still is applicable to today. Like I just feel, and maybe it's because we're in the provincial playdowns going into now, I just feel exhausted with all of that. I mean, Maya's going to be driving herself now to work and to practices and stuff. Yeah. In the next week, hopefully one more week, maybe by the next episode, maybe not. Maybe.
I think that's
okay. In 2 weeks, within 2 weeks of our episode.
At some point in this year of our Lord, 2023, we go back and revisit that.
Well, probably February, sometime in February.
In February?
Oh, yeah. I think probably by next week.
Okay. I'd say she squeaks it in the last week of February.
Okay. Well, regardless, she can start doing that. But again, like, I just feel like it's too much. It's just too much. Fortunately, I mean, it's just their one sport. I mean, Willow does have roller derby as well, but that's manageable. But it's not all the things. It's not. And we always said, you don't have to do music and sport and this and that. So I think, again, maybe it's just along the same theme. I just want to like downsize, get a little small house, like one of those small houses. What are they called? Small house?
Yeah, they're called tiny houses.
Tiny house.
You keep saying it weird and looking at me when you do it.
Well, because it's
just small house.
Tiny house. A tiny house.
Okay.
Simplify. Get rid of all the junk. That's the other thing. Oh my gosh.
Don't even start.
Like, don't. They don't need. And I'm not saying because I had a traumatic childhood, but I literally had a little rag. That's what I had for my toy. And then I would literally kick the can and find sticks to play with. You don't need all the toys. I found that was probably, aside from lack of sleep, just the amount of stuff and toys and trying to keep it clean and organized. At one point, I finally just threw it all away because I was just so done with it. And the girls will still talk about how I threw away all their toys, but it's just too much.
But at the same time, and I know we've talked about this in another episode, what I was worried about having happened. They're better now. There are things that they value that they have to go get themselves. Like, and I'm seeing it more with Maya's music collection. She's very specific, very particular. She doesn't buy just anything. And it's starting to permeate through other things. Willow's not quite there yet. But even she has things that she really values, right? But that's because we cut down on all the other crap.
Yeah.
Like,
it's interesting because I asked like all of the kids that I've seen since the new year who celebrate Christmas, what'd you get for Christmas? So I've asked dozens of kids. Only 2 have actually remembered anything that they've got.
So was it a big ticket?
Anything. Yeah. One was like some new, I don't know, game or something. Yeah. Both of them were actually video games. One was an actual system, like a console, something.
The new PS5 or something.
Something like that. But
that's the issue.
But nobody remembered. Like most of them were like, Mom, Dad, like, what did I get? They don't even know what they got. And some of them, it was literally like a week or 2 later after the holidays. Don't remember. You don't need all the stuff.
No, I would say if there's one thing that I would like to change currently is I would like our house to be more purposeful, if that's a way of putting it. I would want everything that we have in here to be of use to us or have a reason for being, and if not, just get rid of it.
I think everything does. Well, maybe not the Lego stuff. But
even like we just have stuff. Like you look at the garage.
Well, that's your domain.
It's not though. It's not. Don't get me started on that.
I use Christmas decorations. I know that's one thing that drives you nuts. I use them once a year, but I use them.
I know, but what I mean is it's a holding pattern for stuff from the office. there's more stuff in the garage since I tried cleaning over the holidays than when I started. And it's not that there's no place for them to go.
Yeah.
It's just we have tons of big tickets things, right? But yeah, that's completely off. Now I'm angry about the garage, and I'm going to stare at it angrily before I go to bed. But it is those things, right? Like part of what I've noticed that you and I have started to do without really talking about it too much has been to organize stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that had been a bit more. Not that it's anything against the kids, but it almost feels too late that they just don't understand why there's any need to clean up behind themselves.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other issue. But just going back to your original, like, the past 5 years, what would essentially the wisdom be to impart? So my 3 things would be slow down, whatever the age, whether they're young or old, slow down, enjoy those moments, because that's what makes up life, little moments. Don't focus on the stuff. It's not about the stuff. It's about those little moments. And the only other one, I guess I never really got around to this point is, overscheduling, slowing down. But even for those younger ones, if you're a new parent, you don't need all those groups to socialize your children. And I've talked about this before. They don't learn social skills with other kids. They learn to steal and cry and get upset and, punch each other in the face. Yeah. They learn social skills through you. So they don't need all of those things if that's what you're worried about. And the one thing, actually, I'll just throw this little plug in there that I'm so happy that we did do was avoid screens and not give them screens. They never had screens and still don't. So I think that, well, even everyone who's like, they don't have screens in the car, no screens at all for a 12-hour car ride. No, they don't have screens. They have books or the window. So those are my things.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly with those. And it was funny, the screen thing. When we stopped to see your friends the weekend, and the look on the husband's face when I said, yeah, the kids have never had screens. And he actually yelled to his wife, they don't have screens in the car. I'm like, yeah, cars are sold without televisions. I don't know if you realize that. Like, there's a whole section of them that doesn't have them. But it's funny to me still to this day that I don't know how I became a parent that was so anti-screen, but yeah, I would say I would agree with all 3 of those. I think an inherent offshoot of that, of the slowing down and the being present and all that, would just be, in being present, just take note of, in some way, forge a memory out of it, right? So to your point about we're not picture kid or family, we are in spurts, right? But we're not consistently taking pictures all the time. We rely on others. Yeah. Right. And so far it's worked out okay. But that'd be the only other thing, is try and find a way to forge a bit of that. Right. And
so at the end of the day, like, what are you grateful for? What was the best part of your day?
Yeah. And I think in a way, and I think we do that more now than we ever did in the past, right? Like we used to do table talk and stuff, and table talks are okay, but it always devolved into an insult fest where the kids would use it as an excuse to insult each other. So it's more around the good and the bad, right? And I enjoyed when we were doing the question of, what kind of mistake did you make today? Yeah. Right. What did you learn from it? Those I find are more interesting conversations. Yeah. Because grateful is.
Well, Willow and I every day say, what was the best part of your day? Totally. Me and her for our bedtime routine. And it's usually that moment. Yes. Because I'm mostly her, so I'm squishing her with cuddles and kisses. And that's usually just my calming sort of oxytocin, loving favorite part of the day. But we do that every night. But yeah, I do like the mistake.
The mistake one, though, because I like it because it forces them to think it through. And they're not as apt to consider it a bad thing. Like after the first couple of times, the girls had no problem saying, oh, I messed this up. Right. But now I know. So stuff like that, I think, is pretty important. But again, forging that memory at the end of the day.
All righty. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Adios.
Gonna go ventricleize again? Yep. Ventralize? What's it called?
The moment's probably passed. She probably won't. Yeah, ventralize. She probably won't let me, but I'm gonna go try.
Godspeed.